Lesson 2, science of training. No pain, no gain. I'm sure a lot of you have heard that before. It is a very, very misunderstood slogan, because most people think, and I've had people do this where they think, well, if I quit, I'm a quitter. If I don't endure the pain, what they call it, power through it, power through it. There's certain things you want to power through, and there's certain things you do not want to power through. Okay. And there's two kinds of pain. There's a pain of injury and there's a pain of muscle. And because most people don't know how to isometrically squeeze their muscle, a lot of the pain that the average person gets is usually a bad one. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about what no pain, no gain actually means. Okay. I'll give you an example. My lovely wife was, when I first met her, she knew what I did for a living. So, she wanted to impress me. So she showed me a video of her leg pressing, 3 or 4 plates on a leg press machine. And so I look at the video and I was like, oh my God, what is this trainer having you do? Now she was proud of it. She had no idea this was horrible. Her knees were shaking like it was a 6.2 earthquake in California. I was like, your knees shouldn't be shaking. Your knees are collapsing in. You're stressing on the inside tendon of your, this is way too much weight for you. You shouldn't be doing this. And she was like, yeah, it messed my knees up. My knees have been bad ever since. Yeah, I bet they are. Horrible. Okay, this is what a lot of people do. They think because I don't want to quit, power through it. And this is her focus. She actually told me one time about my injury. How come you don't power through it? And I just looked at her, I was like, do you know who you're talking to? My whole career is about powering through it. I did 1,800-pound leg presses. Please don't tell me about powering through something. You don't power through injuries. Okay, all you do is make a worse injury. So no pain, no gain. What it really means is workouts are going to cause some pain. You're going to be in pain, but it's supposed to be a muscular pain. It's supposed to be the fact that you tore your muscle down, you tore down the cells, and the cell, when you tear down cells, on the rebuilding phase is the muscles are sore. So the pain, what they mean is just muscle soreness, not excruciating knee pain in the joint. If it's in the joint, you're not supposed to be having pain in your joint. It's just supposed to be the muscle belly. But because most people have no idea what the difference is, they have a misunderstanding about what no pain, no gain is. So the beginning of an exercise program, you don't need to take yourself to the level of you're in pain. When we start our program, this is what I want you to do. We're gonna work out, and you're going to just feel the workout. You're gonna just feel the muscles pump, feel the muscles get stimulated. Okay. I'd rather you go home after the first workout and go, man, I didn't really feel anything. I feel good, but I'm not really sore. I'd rather you say that than say, I can't move. Oh my God, my knee hurts. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear I couldn't, chase my daughter around the house yesterday. I couldn't pick up my baby. I couldn't get to work. I couldn't walk up and down the stairs. I don't want to hear, I want to hear, I feel it, yeah, but that's it. And then the next time you go a little more and go a little more. Trust me, you can't get in shape overnight. It doesn't happen that way. So little increments building up to the point where now you're training crazy, not crazy, but you're going for it. You're going, hard and strong and putting up weight, and because your pain tolerance goes up over time. Most people don't realize that. They go to the gym and they get really sore and they hate the soreness. Oh my God, it's miserable. Yeah, it's miserable for everybody. But people who know understand this goes away over time because your pain tolerance, it's not that your workouts get easier. Your workouts actually get harder. It's just that you tolerate them better. And people who work out all the time and train hard all the time have an extremely high pain tolerance. That's why we can do it. I can go to the gym and kill it and leave there dragging out of the gym and be fine the next day, okay? But if I hadn't worked out, or I haven't worked out in a long time, I can't do that. I'll go in there and I'll be crippled the next day. So the beginning of your exercise program should not be about killing yourself. It should be about measuring yourself and going, okay, I'm gonna go in there and just get a good workout, break a little sweat, get my muscles moving in the right form. I'm gonna pick weight that I can do and control up and down. I'm gonna think about my posture. My chin is up, shoulders are back, navel is tucked. I'm squeezing the weight up, I'm controlling the weight down. When I push, I'm squeezing it up, I'm controlling it down. When I squat, I'm squeezing when I stand, and I'm controlling when I go down. My back is this way, my chest is that way. See what I mean? Everything needs to be right. When I train clients for the first time, they have no idea just how much thinking they're supposed to be doing. And while they're working out, I'm saying it all. I'm saying chest up, shoulders back, control your breathing, squeeze at the top, control the way down. They just they look at me and I'm like, these are all the things that I think about when I lift. Is my chest up? Is my shoulders back? Is my stomach in? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? Every single set I do that. Every single set. I make sure that I'm doing everything. And I've been doing this for almost 40 years. And I still say those things to myself while I'm training. Because there's days I've gone in the gym and I'll just start moving the weight around like everybody else. And I catch myself and I'm like, what am I doing? What are you doing? You ain't even thinking. And then I'll get focused and I'll start thinking about the right stuff. So when you're beginning your exercise program, you want to go slow. You want to work into it. And you want to focus on all those little details. So as you get stronger and more, go from beginning to intermediate to advanced, the progression makes sense. You need to go heavier because you're just stronger. You need to lift more weight because the weight you've been lifting is just too light and it's not causing any stress, because the stress on the muscle is what creates muscle. You put stress on it, the body recovers through your rest and your nutrition, which we'll talk about as well. And then a couple of days after that, your body is ready to do it again. That's why most people break up leg day, shoulder day. And that's usually for the advanced. We're not going to get into that today. At the very beginning, you can do multiple muscles at the same time because you can't take much of anything at the moment. But as time moves on and those muscles get stronger, they'll need more attention. This is one that women seem to have an issue with. And that's why I put a woman who's very small, and you see how tiny she is. Lifting weight does not make you big. I mentioned this in one of the earlier videos, okay? Eating makes you big. Lifting weights does not. It burns calories. So the heavier you lift, all you basically do is create a stronger version of you. And you speed your metabolism up, because muscle, even though that's a small young lady, you can tell her body fat's low. So even though she may weigh maybe 110 pounds, maybe 115, most of that is muscle, okay? Which means she has a high metabolism. And when you have a high metabolism, it allows you to eat more food because you burn off calories a lot faster. And then your workouts, you burn off calories a lot faster. A true workout, when you're really training right, you eat an hour before you go in, you do your workout, and before you leave, you're hungry already because you use the food that you just ate. But that won't happen if you're eating pizza and drinking beer and burgers. You can't burn that off in a workout, no matter what the treadmill says, okay? So the heavier you lift, the leaner you get. Okay. And of course, that's based on your diet. Now, if you lift heavy and you eat high carbs and high sugars, you're not going to get lean, you're going to get fat, because you can't outwork a bad diet. You cannot outwork a bad diet. Okay. And I don't even mean bad as far as candy. I just mean the wrong foods for what you're trying to achieve. Okay. If you're trying to lose, you can't be flooding sugars in your body. You can't be flooding carbs and bagels and bread and pasta and rice. You can't do that if you're trying to lean out. You can have some oatmeal, you can have some potato, you can have a portion, you can have one portion of it, but you can't have 3 and 4 and 5 a day unless you're trying to grow and get bigger. Then when you lift weights, you will get bigger, okay? So the heavier you lift, the leaner you get, okay? Lightweight stimulates nothing. One of the biggest errors I see people make, mostly women, is lightweight, high rep, lightweight, high rep. Even guys say it, lightweight, high rep. Women do it more than guys because most guys aren't afraid to get muscular, but women are, so that's why they do it more. And I get it, it makes perfect sense. However, they're both wrong. Lightweight doesn't stimulate muscle. So if you do an exercise and your body is yawning and ready to sleep while you're doing it, it's not stimulating anything. The muscle is not going to get developed. You're not going to get stronger. You're not going to speed your metabolism up lifting a piece of paper, lifting a paper clip, okay? I did 30 reps, okay, and you could have done 40. You could have done 50. You could have done 60, which means you're not even working. If you got to do 30 reps to feel something, or 40 reps to feel something, or 50, you need to go heavier, because all you really need is anywhere from 10 to 20, okay? By 15 to 20 reps, you should be pretty taxed. Your muscle should be pretty fatigued. And if you're not very strong, it doesn't take much muscle to do that. I can give you, half the people out there, I can give them 10 pounds and they can't even do that 20 times. And you can't possibly think you're going to be a muscular person from lifting 10 pounds. So the heavier you lift, the leaner you get. This is a good one. How much is too much? The overtraining thing. A lot of people say, oh, there's no such thing as overtraining. That is a bad thing that people say. Okay, your muscles can only take but so much, and they need rest and they need recuperation. So yes, you can overtrain. Okay, you can definitely overtrain. You can tear up your joints. You can tear up a lot of stuff when your muscles are fatigued and they're not recovered. And you can actually increase your body fat when you overtrain. So yes, how much is too much? It's basically when you work out, you should feel exhausted, but you shouldn't feel pain. I have a client right now that we started, and he says, you know, when the workout I was doing before my other trainer, when I left the gym, I was hurting everywhere. It wasn't fun at all. He goes, I was just hurting. He goes, when I leave the gym now, I'm exhausted, but I feel good. He goes, I actually feel good. He noticed everything right away. He wasn't eating right. His trainer had him not eating enough. It was bad. Within 2 workouts, he felt better. Okay. Just by increasing his food, he actually got stronger. He could only do 10-pound hammer curls, and all I did was give him more food. He went from 10 to 30. So I said, I don't think you should strength. I just think you're not eating enough. So overtraining is a real thing. It is such a real thing. And how to gauge whether you're overtraining is how you feel. Okay. And if you get to the point where you just don't want to go, you've been overtraining. The other day, one of my clients, she went to the gym, and I turned her video on because she's out in San Diego and I'm in Texas. She turned her camera on, and we were getting ready to start our Zoom workout. And she's like, I said, you don't look good. And she was like, I am so tired. I don't even feel like doing this. And I go, wait a minute, you don't feel like working out? She goes, no. I go, okay, then you need to go home. She's like, no. I said, no. I said, you're not a person who gives out. You love working out too much. When a person who loves working out doesn't feel like working out, there's a difference between like, I don't feel like working out and I don't want to do this. There's a big difference. She didn't want to do it. And I said, that's because you're tired. So you need to go. And it's not that she was overtraining. She was just working a lot and she was just tired. And she had traveled and she came back and it was just a long month. And I said, you know what? You're tired. Go home, get some rest, eat, go to sleep early. You'll feel much better tomorrow. She texted me in the morning, oh my God, I feel so much better. And then we trained the next day and we were fine. So you can overtrain. You have to listen to your body, but it takes a little bit to understand what your body is saying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to read your body. I've had so many people tell me, I really know my body. And I know, you have no idea what your body's talking about. It takes so many years to figure it, not really years, but it takes a long time in understanding what your body is saying to understand how to read your body, what your body needs to eat, how you need to train, even if you need to train. It takes a little bit, but I will teach you how to read it, and I will show you exactly what you need to do so you don't overtrain and you always make progress. Also, overtraining leads to injury, so we don't want to do that. Every day is not going to be a great day, guys. It's just not. Sometimes I would go in the gym and I just like, whoa, I feel weak today. And it wasn't one of those days that I was tired. I just wasn't a good day. And I still worked out and I still gave it my 100. Maybe I only had 70 to give. So I'm gonna give that 70. Sometimes I have 90, sometimes I have 100, sometimes I have 70, sometimes I have 60. No, I don't think I've ever gone that low. But sometimes I just don't have it that day. So I give what I have. And that's the key to fitness, is your maximal effort every single time you go in, your maximal effort. Give the effort that you have that day. That's one of the reasons I don't like the numbers on the plates. I don't like the fact that it says 20, 30, 40, because people go in the gym and one day and they write, especially people who write everything down. That's the worst thing you can do. You basically set yourself up to fail. When you write down a journal of how much, it's different to write down what you did, but to write down how much you did, you can write down the reps, you can write down the sets, but don't write down the weight. Because some days you come in and 20 is killing you. So what you're going to do is you're going to go, the next time you do that workout, you're going to go, oh my God, I remember. So you're going to just stop at 20. You might be able to do 30 that day, but you're not even going to know because the last memory was when that 20 was kicking your butt. So you're supposed to go in and just go for it every single day, every day. Whether you got 25 pounds in you that day or 35, it doesn't matter if you don't care. I don't care what I do that day, as long as I give my maximum effort for 12 reps, doing the bench press, doing the curl, doing the squat. Sometimes I would go in there and I would have a career day. That's why they call them personal PBs, personal bests. Sometimes you come in there and you're just a beast. You could do 10, 15 pounds more than you normally do. And sometimes you can't. So just go in there and do your best every single time, regardless of what the numbers say. So when you go in there, I client today, she was like, well, I did 65. I said, I said, that was too easy. Just keep going up until it's not easy. Go up till it's not easy. Her and her cousin, her brother-in-law work out together, and both of them hold themselves back. I said, you two hold yourselves back too much. Push yourself. You're not pushing yourself. You're waiting for me to push you. I need you to start pushing yourself. If I think you're going too far, I'll back you off. I'd be like, no, your last set wasn't good enough for you to go up. Your form was off. Towards the end, you weren't squeezing. There's reasons to go up and there's reasons to not go up. And we'll go over all of those things as well. You're going to learn all of this. You're going to learn how to get the most out of your workouts. When is a not good day to go for it? Sometimes you go in there and if your mind is elsewhere and you got things on your mind and if your focus is off, back off a little bit that day so you don't get hurt because your mind isn't right. You're not focused. Now, the gym should be a place where you're focusing on that to get your mind off of things. But some things are too big to get off of. So you just go to the gym and you take it a little easy so you don't injure yourself.